Hey there, good evening and hello, Tsunayoshi here doing what I haven't been doing for the past week, and that's recording the summary for Reborn Chapter 299. Last week found me at a friend's apartment staring with glazed eyes as multiple episodes of Durarara flashed across his widescreen television, and by the time I stumbled home I found myself going, oh, there's a new Reborn chapter? Oh, there's an old guy, okay, and not really actually being conscious enough to sit down and read it like I should have. Oops. At any rate, I apologize for the delay. I'll be catching up shortly, and so on to chapter 299. The chapter begins and we find that the castle's janitorial crew has been sent in with spatulas to scrape the charred, bleeding, flattened Bongolo Guardian pancakes out of the gaping crater in the floor. And as Hibari stumbles to his feet, dripping with syrup, he insists he's fine and takes a panel to make an ouchie face and bemoan the fact that his pride has been dented. To which I say, oh boo-hoo, Mr. I can wail on people while unconscious, you lost a fight. Come back and cry about it when you have a losing streak as long as Goku Dera's. The other Guardians, less inclined to unnecessarily bitch about wounded pride, are helped to their feet as they take a moment to remind everyone that yes, in case you forgot in the past couple of weeks, shit got fucked up, their jewelry got broken, their loli got stolen, and soon as Lazy Eye came back. Straits are looking pretty fucking dire right now. And because shonen manga is a close adherent to something called Murphy's Law, which famously states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, it takes less than one page for things to get even worse, because everyone's favorite automail-wearing, herbal essence advertising unfortunately named old dude Coyote Nougat has been unceremoniously steamrollered while in pursuit of the Shimon family. My suggestion to the ninth is that next time when sending someone on a mission that requires a certain amount of stealth and finesse, maybe it would be a good idea to not send the guy who constantly has the urge to herbal and who isn't a walking "look at me, I'm right here reflecting sun off of my fucking metal arm" sign. The Varia, tactless and brash as usual, appear to insist that they'd totally be entirely capable of going after Shimon, despite the fact that they're side characters who were beaten 2 power upgrades ago by the kids who just got hosed without making Enma so much as chip a nail or break a sweat. The ninth, in a stunning moment of logic and insight, vehemently insists that the Varia wouldn't stand a fucking chance, and denies the Familia's resident dickwads the chance to go marching off to their off-screen dooms in the same fashion as Sir Nougat. The pressure begins to set in and the ninth caves into the temptation to mercilessly blame himself for everything getting blown the fuck up, completely neglecting the fact that everything basically went to shit because Enma didn't know how to use a fucking cell phone, and Tuna didn't have the sense to wonder where his accident-prone boyfriend was when he never showed up at school. I also have a sneaking suspicion that Shimon's hidden agenda in blowing up the castle was to purge creation of the scourge known as Naito Longchamp, but that's a story for another day. The ninth declares that their last ray of hope has been taken away, and from the ashes of this despair emerges a really creepy, toothless, blind dude who's totally here to save the day. Yeah. And just my luck, my snarking got ahead of itself because really creepy, toothless, blind dude just so happens to be a jewelry whisperer with the legendary and unspeakably convenient ability to forge rings. So, as it would turn out, really creepy, toothless, blind dude, totally here to actually save the day. Really creepy, toothless, blind dude stops to mumble to himself, talk to the spirits within the rings, also known as the Primo family, and tells everyone that the rings are writhing to be reborn and are telling him of new and exciting possibilities. In other words, the Primos decided that they really weren't happy with the remodeling job they did 20 chapters ago and really wished they had called in a professional instead of repainting the insides of their jewelry digs with an awkward shade of chartreuse all by themselves, which is why really creepy toothless blind dude is here to save them from their own self-inflicted interior decorating hell. Really creepy, toothless, blind dude wastes no time in dramatically ripping open his coat, but instead of exposing himself indecently to everyone in the room, he reveals a fucking treasure trove of mysterious objects, illegal drugs, and enough relics of the supernatural to make Gokudera shove his hand awkwardly and conspicuously down the front of his pants. From this personal stash he pulls penalty, and not in the form of a red card at a football match, but in the form of a vial of Primo's blood, because as it turns out, hundreds of years ago, bottling up people's blood wasn't at all creepy. It was totally the hip, fashionable thing to do. Upgrading the rings to help in the fight against the Bongolo's newest enemy, however, isn't an easy task, and really creepy old blind dude tells Suna that there's a 50% chance that the upgrade will fail, leaving the Bongolo rings as shattered, lifeless chunks of metal too small to even be used as paperweights. Suna, either stirred by the plights of Chrome and Cripple Moto, spurred on by the gravity of the situation, or subconsciously reassured that he's the hero of a shonen series and thus has the best fucking blind luck in the world, decides that he's willing to take the gamble that really isn't a gamble, and begs really creepy blind dude to upgrade the rings. And there you have it, Reborn 299, perhaps one of the slowest chapters in recent memory. And as it turns out, probably also the last chapter where I'll be stealing images for the YouTube video from One Manga. It's old news by now, but good old One Manga will be headed off for the big sleep at the end of this month, and I fully intend on writing to the owners of the site and suggesting that they go out in a big way by taking the site's servers, dousing them in gasoline, putting them into boats, setting them ablaze, and letting them drift dramatically off into the sunset in the nerdiest modern-day Viking funeral that mankind has ever seen. Probably unlikely, but, you know, I can dream. And Basu out!